Imagine this. 3 days without food, 72 hours of nothing but water, and your body begins doing something extraordinary. It doesn't just slow down. It doesn't just conserve energy. It actually starts fighting back against weakness, against aging, and as scientists are now discovering, even against cancer cells. This video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor before making health changes. What you're about to learn may be the one thing that changes your health forever for good. Now let me ask you this. What really happens inside your body when you stop eating for 72 hours? And could fasting, this simple act of doing nothing but avoiding food, actually influence the way cancer cells behave? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? We've been told all our lives that food is fuel, that eating is survival. But what if, just maybe, survival sometimes means stepping away from the plate? Scientists have been studying fasting for decades, and the results are staggering. We're talking about discoveries that suggest your body has hidden powers, abilities that only awaken when you give it the gift of stillness, when you stop feeding it and let it turn inward to heal. And here's the most fascinating part. Fasting doesn't just affect the number on the scale. It taps into deep biological processes, ones linked to immunity, longevity, and yes, even how cancer cells grow, adapt, or weaken. So stay with me, because this is more than just a story about skipping meals. This is about unlocking one of the most powerful survival switches built into the human body. And once you understand it, you may never look at food or fasting the same way again. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a 72-hour fast? It's not your typical diet trend or skipping a few meals here and there. This is not the same as intermittent fasting, where you might avoid food for 16 hours and then eat in an 8-hour window, or even go a single day without eating. A 72-hour fast is far more intense. It means no calories, only water, herbal tea, or black coffee for 3 full days. To most people, that sounds unthinkable. 3 days? No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, not even a snack. And yet, this is where the story takes a fascinating turn. Because what happens in your body during those 72 hours is unlike anything you experience with shorter fasts. At first, your body does what you'd expect. It looks for the energy it normally gets from food. Since that energy isn't coming in, your body switches gears and begins burning through stored glucose, the sugar your liver keeps in reserve for emergencies. This phase is called glycogen depletion. For most people, it lasts about a day. You feel hungry, maybe weak, because your body is still craving its usual source of fuel. But here's where the shift begins. By the second day, your body has already made a decision. It can't wait around for you to feed it. So it turns to another source of fuel, fat. Fat stored in your belly, your thighs, around your organs. It becomes the new energy currency. Your liver starts breaking fat down into molecules called ketones, which power your brain and your muscles in the absence of glucose. This is the first powerful transformation. Your body becomes a fat-burning machine. But fat burning is only the surface story. The deeper transformation is something scientists call autophagy. The word literally means self-eating. And while it sounds frightening, it's actually one of the most remarkable survival tools your body possesses. During a 72-hour fast, autophagy kicks into high gear. Think of it as your body's internal recycling system. Damaged cells, broken proteins, malfunctioning mitochondria, the clutter that builds up in your body day after day, all of it gets tagged for cleanup. Your body begins dismantling the junk and repurposing the pieces to build stronger, healthier cells. It's like a spring cleaning at the cellular level. Now, why does this matter for cancer? Because cancer cells are, in many ways, the ultimate form of damaged cells. They grow uncontrollably, they refuse to die when they should, and they consume enormous amounts of glucose to fuel their survival. This is where the research gets truly fascinating. According to studies published in PubMed and explored by institutions like Harvard Medical School, the Mayo Clinic, and the National Cancer Institute, prolonged fasting seems to put cancer cells under extreme stress. Without easy access to glucose, cancer cells struggle, while normal healthy cells adapt and become stronger. In fact, researchers have observed that fasting can make cancer cells more vulnerable to treatments like chemotherapy, while at the same time protecting healthy cells from damage. Mini hook. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Your body doesn't just slow down when you fast, it actually begins to fight back. Let's pause on that for a moment. Imagine, while you're simply sitting, maybe sipping water, your body is mounting a defense. It's lowering inflammation, it's recycling toxins, and at the same time, it's making life harder for damaged, abnormal, and potentially cancerous cells. Think about the sheer brilliance of that design. Your body is hardwired with a defense mechanism that only awakens when you step away from constant eating. One review published in the journal Science Translational Medicine noted that short-term fasting cycles appear to enhance the effectiveness of cancer therapies in animal studies, while protecting normal cells. Another study cited by the National Cancer Institute suggested fasting may reduce the side effects of chemotherapy. And according to Harvard Health, fasting triggers metabolic changes that could play a role in slowing disease progression. Though they are clear, this is not a cure, it's an area of exciting research. Now let me be absolutely clear, fasting is not, and never will be, a substitute for medical treatment. Cancer is a complex disease, and doctors remain the frontline defense with proven therapies. But what this research suggests is that fasting may serve as an ally, a complementary practice that doesn't cure, but may help the body respond more effectively. And this leads us to an even bigger picture. Because fasting isn't only about cancer. It's about resilience. It's about awakening processes in the human body that most of us have never allowed to fully activate. Processes that regulate blood sugar, sharpen mental clarity, and support immune strength. So here's the question. If just 3 days without food can unleash this hidden power, what else might be possible when we give our bodies the chance to do what they were designed to do? Now, by this point, you might be asking, if a 72-hour fast can spark autophagy, challenge cancer cells, and awaken my body's hidden defenses, does that mean I should stop eating for 3 days straight to protect myself? This is where passion meets caution. Because while the science is fascinating, we must never forget, fasting is not a miracle cure. It's not a replacement for proven cancer therapies. And it's certainly not a one-size-fits-all solution. But here's the beauty of it. It may be a tool, a supportive practice, a way to help your body stand taller, stronger, and more resilient alongside medical care, not instead of it. So let's break down what fasting may actually offer in terms of benefits. First, there's insulin sensitivity. For many of us, especially those over 40 or 50, our cells don't respond to insulin as efficiently as they once did. That means blood sugar lingers longer in the bloodstream, increasing the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and metabolic decline. But fasting gives your body a reset. Studies from Harvard Health and the Mayo Clinic show that fasting improves insulin sensitivity, allowing your cells to absorb glucose more effectively once you eat again. In simple terms, it helps your body use energy smarter, not harder. Second, there's inflammation, the silent fire that smolders in the body, fueling arthritis, heart disease, and yes, even cancer. Chronic inflammation is like background noise in your immune system, constantly draining energy and creating damage. Research suggests fasting can help quiet that noise. When you withhold food, certain inflammatory markers in your blood begin to drop. Your body slips into a state of repair rather than constant defense. Imagine the relief your organs feel, like finally taking a deep breath after years of tension. And then comes immune support. During prolonged fasting, your body doesn't just recycle damaged proteins. It also begins recycling parts of the immune system. In fact, a landmark study out of the University of Southern California found that fasting for 3 days may actually trigger the regeneration of immune cells. Think about that for a moment. While you're sipping water, your body is quietly building new defenders, fresh soldiers to guard against disease. It's as if the reset button is being pushed deep within your bloodstream. But, and this is crucial, fasting is not easy. For some people, especially seniors or those with chronic conditions like diabetes, heart problems, or cancer itself, fasting can be risky. That's why the very first rule is this. Never attempt a prolonged fast without consulting your doctor. What strengthens one person may weaken another. What empowers one body may endanger the next. Safety is not optional, it's essential. Mini hook. But here's the twist. Do you really have to starve for 72 hours to see benefits? The answer may surprise you. Because here's the truth. Fasting exists on a spectrum. On one end, you have the extreme, multi-day water fasts. On the other, you have lighter, more approachable methods that still deliver powerful benefits. Let's talk about those. Take intermittent fasting. This is where you restrict eating to a certain window each day, like 16 hours of fasting with an 8-hour eating period. Studies show this can still trigger autophagy, improve insulin sensitivity, and reduce inflammation, without the strain of a full 3-day fast. For many, this is a safer, more sustainable entry point. Or consider the 5:2 approach, eating normally for 5 days a week and restricting calories significantly for 2 non-consecutive days. It's another way to mimic fasting's effects while keeping life manageable. But maybe fasting of any kind feels intimidating. That's okay, because you can still stimulate some of these same processes through nutrition itself. Diets rich in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and kale, antioxidant-packed foods like berries, and healthy fats like olive oil or avocado all help reduce inflammation and support cellular repair. Nutrient-dense eating won't replace fasting, but it can reinforce the same protective pathways. And then there's time-restricted eating at night, a simple practice of giving your digestive system a longer nightly break. Instead of snacking before bed, you close the kitchen after dinner and allow your body 12 to 14 hours to rest. Research from Johns Hopkins Medicine suggests this small adjustment may improve metabolic health and support longevity without the intensity of extended fasting. So the spectrum is wide. On one end, 72-hour water fasting, intense and powerful, but not for everyone. On the other, shorter fasts, time-restricted eating, and clean, anti-inflammatory diets that are safe, sustainable, and still profoundly effective. But remember this, the secret isn't about choosing the most extreme path. It's about choosing the path you can walk safely, consistently, and with medical guidance. Because fasting is not a battle of willpower, it's a conversation with your body. And your body, if you listen closely, will tell you what it can handle. Mini suspense. Imagine this. Maybe you'll never go 3 full days without food. Maybe you'll never push yourself to that extreme. And yet, by simply giving your body a longer nightly rest, by cutting out constant snacking, by eating more nutrient-dense foods, you may still activate many of the same survival switches. You may still reduce inflammation, still sharpen your cells, still give your immune system a chance to breathe. Isn't that incredible? So no, you don't have to starve yourself to see benefits. But you do have to be intentional. You do have to be willing to say, my health is worth protecting, my future is worth investing in, and my body deserves the chance to show me what it can really do. And when you frame fasting this way, not as deprivation, but as empowerment, you realize something powerful. This isn't about food at all. This is about freedom. The freedom to unlock energy, resilience, and healing that's been waiting inside you all along. So, let's step back for a moment and take in the full picture of what we've uncovered together. For 72 hours, your body lives without food. On the surface, that sounds like deprivation, like punishment. But underneath, something astonishing unfolds. In the first day, your body drains its sugar reserves. Hunger bites, your stomach growls, and you feel weak. But then the shift begins. Fat becomes fuel. Ketones power your brain. The machine of your body finds another way to keep you alive. By day 2, the clutter inside your cells, the broken proteins, the dysfunctional mitochondria, the toxic waste you never even knew existed, starts to get swept away. This is autophagy at work. It's not just cleaning. It's transformation. Your body is tearing down the weak to build up the strong, recycling the old to give rise to the new. And if you make it to 72 hours, that's when the magic deepens. Cancer cells, those greedy, stubborn invaders that feed on sugar and refuse to die, suddenly find themselves under pressure. Their energy supply is cut off. They are stressed, weakened, more vulnerable. Meanwhile, your healthy cells? They adapt. They shield themselves. They endure. And this isn't just theory, it's science. Studies published in PubMed, research from Harvard Health, investigations from the Mayo Clinic and the National Cancer Institute. Time and again, researchers observe the same astonishing pattern. Fasting places normal cells in a state of protection while cancer cells falter. Some studies even suggest fasting makes chemotherapy more effective while softening its brutal side effects. But let's pause here, because I need to say this with crystal clarity. Fasting is not a cure for cancer. It is not a replacement for treatment. No one should ever abandon the expertise of oncologists, the proven therapies, the lifelines of modern medicine. What fasting offers is not a guarantee, but a possibility, a complementary tool, a way of giving your body a fighting chance to stand taller during the storm. And here's the reassurance. The research is still growing. This field is young, and every year, scientists uncover more. There will be trials, more data, more clarity. But already, the evidence suggests something profound. The human body is wired for resilience far beyond what we ever imagined. Think about that. Hidden inside your very cells, there is a switch, a survival mechanism, that only awakens when you stop eating. We spend our lives believing that food is strength, that eating is the only way to survive. And yes, food is vital. But every once in a while, survival means something very different. Survival means stillness. Survival means restraint. Survival means giving your body the silence it needs to roar back stronger than before. Many hook, but the real revelation is this. Fasting doesn't just slow aging, or fight inflammation, or sharpen metabolism. No, it tells us something much bigger. It tells us that our bodies are not fragile. They are fierce. They are designed to heal, to rebuild, to protect. And the power to trigger that lies not in a pill, not in a miracle supplement, but in something as simple as pausing the act of eating. Isn't that breathtaking? Now picture this, a bloodstream purified, inflammation quieted, immune soldiers reborn. A body that doesn't just survive, but regenerates. That's the power scientists are uncovering in fasting. That's the possibility that could reshape how we think about disease, about health, about life itself. But let's stay grounded. More research is needed. More evidence must be gathered. We are at the edge of discovery, not the finish line. And yet, isn't it thrilling to know that deep within us, this force exists? That you, right now, carry this potential in your very biology? This is the heartbeat of the story. Fasting is not deprivation. It is activation. It is not weakness. It is strength. It is not the absence of food. It is the presence of power. The kind of power that whispers through your cells, reminding you that your body is not broken. It is not helpless. It is remarkable. And if you take nothing else from this journey, take this. The power your body has to heal and protect itself is truly remarkable. It has been with you from the beginning. And with every choice you make, whether to fast, to eat well, to rest, to move, you are either silencing that power or letting it sing. So, the choice is yours. Now pause for just a second and think about what you've just learned. Think about the idea that your body, your very own body, holds within it a defense system so powerful, so precise, that it can switch on and begin repairing itself the moment you step away from food. Think about the possibility that something as ordinary, as natural, as not eating could ripple through your cells and change your health story forever. Doesn't that open your eyes? Doesn't it make you wonder what else your body is capable of? What other secrets are waiting inside you, just waiting to be unlocked? If this video has opened your eyes, even just a little, to the fascinating science of fasting, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it with a loved one who may need hope. Share it with a friend who struggles with their health. Share it with someone who has forgotten that the body is not fragile, but fierce. Because this information is more than facts, it's a reminder of possibility. And sometimes, possibility is the first step toward healing. And if you found value here, if you felt even one moment of, wow, I never knew that, then give this video a like right now. It may feel small, but every like tells us that this message matters, that people are hungry for credible, science-backed wellness insights that can genuinely change lives. But liking is only the beginning, because this journey doesn't stop here. Every week on this channel, we dive deeper. We explore the mysteries of nutrition, the breakthroughs in natural wellness, the habits that keep you strong as the years go by. We shine light on the dark corners of disease, and we uncover the tools that can help you live longer, healthier, and more vibrant. So if you don't want to miss the next life-changing discovery, subscribe now to Dr. Kenji Sato Wellness. And when you subscribe, you're not just following another channel, you're joining a community of people who believe in knowledge, who believe in taking charge of their health, who believe that the years after 40, after 50, after 60 can still be filled with vitality, energy, and life. Many hook. But let me ask you this. What if the next video we publish holds the very piece of knowledge that changes your life, or the life of someone you love. Wouldn't you want to be here for it? Subscribing means you'll never miss the chance. It means that each week, you'll have a spark of wisdom delivered right to you. A spark that could save you from illness, guide you towards strength, or inspire you to make the one choice that rewrites your future. And I'll be honest, support matters. Every comment you leave, every share, every subscription, it fuels this mission. It allows us to keep digging into the science, to keep presenting it in a way that's credible, understandable, and actionable. You're not just helping us grow a channel, you're helping us spread hope. So let me say it again. If this message spoke to you, if it stirred something inside you, click like. Share it with someone who needs it. And subscribe to Dr. Kenji Sato Wellness right now, because together, we're building more than a channel. We're building a movement that says health doesn't have to fade, that knowledge can empower, and that it's never too late to take charge of your life. And here's the final thought I want to leave you with. Your body is extraordinary. It is capable of more than you imagine. And every choice you make, every bite of food, every moment of rest, every step you take, every fast you consider, becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your health. So make your next choice powerful. Make it intentional. And start right now by taking action. Because the future of your health is not written yet. You are writing it. And subscribing today might just be the first step to the chapter you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Hit like, share this, and subscribe to Dr. Kenji Sato Wellness for more life-changing health insights, week after week. Because your body deserves it. And so do you.